Hi everyone and welcome to a speed build in The Sims 4 today. Yes, I'm in my Sims 4 era. I am having a lot of fun building in this at the moment, and so I am sharing them with you. Well, the builds and the renovations at least. I don't plan on sharing any gameplay because, yeah, I just would prefer to play that on my own, but I am happy to share the renovations that I am doing, and the builds as well, because I do have a few builds to show you as well. So we are starting with the Movers and Shakers gym in Willow Creek, and this one actually comes together quite quickly because it is the third time that I built it. And I kind of wonder whether other content creators kind of have, moments where they might test build or do something similar like that, where they kind of build the lot first and then play around with the ideas and how they want things to look and the layout and the floor plan and that, and then they kind of start again and do a recording of it. Because I feel like this, compared to the first time that I built this lot and I recorded the footage, and it was just so messy and it was way longer than it originally intended what I intended it to be. The first couple of times that I built it, and yeah, this third time that I came in for an attempt ended up being much faster, and it just seems a lot more I guess coherent and yeah, put together. So yeah, I wonder if that's a trick. I don't know, but if it is, then I've figured it out. But with the building here, there is, well, the original building is kind of like, it's two separate buildings that are kind of joined together, and I did want to keep that. With my renovations, I do like to kind of maintain the integrity of the build, or well, not necessarily the original look, but just kind of enhancing it in a way. So I continued with the, two buildings joined as one community lot. You can see on the front of the, I guess you could say the left-hand side of the build, I put this facade on the front of it just to make the building look more detailed and interesting. And I do that in builds in other Sims games, particularly in The Sims 2. I've done that before, and I wanted to do it in The Sims 4, but of course I'm not playing with any custom content, so I had to use what I had available in the game for me. And luckily the live edit objects came to be very helpful, so I was pleased to be able to use the fence pieces and the tool mod to make this kind of facade for the left hand building there. So I am playing with limited packs, and the reason being is I haven't really played The Sims 4 in a while, or built in it to its fullest extent anyway, and I found it really overwhelming, and that's partly why I rebuilt, or had a couple of attempts at renovating this lot. The first attempt that I did, I just went free for all, just with all the content that I had installed in the game, and it was just really overwhelming for me, and I really wasn't pleased with the outcome. And I'm not really used to a lot of the tools that are available in The Sims 4. I'm coming to know them a bit better now that I've been, done a few builds now, but the first few builds that I did, I just had no idea what I was doing half the time, and they just ended up looking really, I don't know how to describe it, just flat. And yeah, well, I do tend to have like an aesthetic that is kind of realistic and not overly detailed. Like, I don't tend to clutter up every single little corner and try and cram as much stuff as I can into a build. But even then, the first couple of attempts, the builds just looked really just, yeah, dumb. I don't know how to explain it, but they just didn't turn out the way I wanted them to. So by the third attempt, I feel like I kind of hit the nail on the head, in my opinion. I feel like as time goes on and I start to get used to this game a bit more, then I might get a little more daring with you know, how I kind of put things together, but I feel like I am still a bit reserved, but in a way that is to my taste. Now, in saying that, I have limited the amount of packs that I've used for this build. So obviously the base game, and I've used Spa Day and Everyday Clutter, and I have used a couple of items from Get to Work, and I did that mainly for my own benefit, just so that I could kind of not be so overwhelmed with the amount of content, but also so that I can keep a cohesive look within Willow Creek. So I still want this building to look like it belongs in Willow Creek, and so I worked with a lot of the you know, a lot of the base game aesthetics and stuff like that, but also I'm making this lot available to download for other people, and I want it to be widely accessible, so not going crazy with all the packs. Even though I don't own all the packs myself, there's still a few that I don't have, but I do want it to be kind of accessible to others, so that's partly the reason for that. So all of my builds so far that I've done, because I have a few tucked up my sleeve at the moment, but all of the ones I've done so far have been limited to only a few packs. I think maybe the most at the moment I've done is maybe like 5 packs, but yeah. So the exterior here, I've kind of put something together, and it actually ends up changing from what you see before I start moving on to the interior, and that's because I ended up renovating the library next door, and I wanted the exterior of the builds to have a more uniform aesthetic, but not like super matchy, but I did want there to be some kind of cohesion between the lots, the community lots on the strip. So I ended up doing the exterior, and then when I started on the exterior of the library, I was like, hang on, I actually like the exterior of the library better, and I want it to be more consistent across all the lots. So I ended up coming back to the gym here and changing the exterior to be yeah, a bit more consistent. But I'm just doing the finishing touches on the exterior of the gym, so just some final details. And there's actually a few objects in live edit mode that were a bit of a surprise. So that graffiti, the cone, and that barrier, which I thought was quite cool, just to detail up those alleyways there. So now I'm moving on to the interior, and I'm just clearing everything out. There was a lot of unused space in this build, especially upstairs. Like the bathroom in the changing room was huge, and then there was just like this bar area that didn't really make much sense. And I guess that's just, you know, this is a base game build, so there wasn't really a lot of content to work with. So I guess the developers were just kind of filling up space with whatever. So just to make it a bit more sense, I section off the downstairs to be the changing areas. There's a sauna, and then there's the cardio room on the ground floor as well as the reception and a waiting area and a place for Sims to eat. I'm just kind of figuring out the floor plan, but the upstairs ends up being divided into a yoga studio and like a meditation room, and I feel like that's just a better use of the space, especially, you know, with the Spa Day content. It just works really well in gyms. So I've got this kind of grand staircase here which comes up to the second level, and it has this nice landing, and it twists, you know, it does a 180 at the it's a half landing. That's what it's called, a half landing, or kind of a 3/4 landing actually. I think it goes about 3/4 of the way up before it does a 180. And upstairs, yes, we've got the yoga studio, the meditation room, and also the weights area as well. And I really like how this one comes together. The color scheme is quite neutral, it's got some elements of blue in it as well, because the sign for the gym, I chose the blue sign. I didn't want to go with the red sign. the original red one because, yeah, I just didn't really like that for, I don't know, I just chose the blue one. And then I've got these kind of like these weathered slats, like wooden slats with the, I guess the kind of exposed brick from the base game. They go really well together. And with the flooring, I would just go with like a light kind of beige floorboard, and then there's some tiles. Oh, actually, no, I've got the tiles all throughout the gym right now, but I do change it to a floorboard. And then, yeah, in the changing areas in the sauna, it's all tiles there. So the colors do work quite well together. Now, I feel like because this is a bit of a modern build, even though the building's old, but this is a bit of a modern, you know, the interior is quite modern. I feel like it's really easy to fall into the, well, I've found anyway, at least in The Sims 4, it's easy to fall into the brown and beige and white and grey color scheme. And I've done it in this gym, and I've done it in, I think, one other modern build that I've done. And I really just need to be careful of that, because it's an easy trap to fall into, because these colors work so well together that it's easy to kind of default to them. And in my next few modern builds that I plan on doing, I am going to try and not default to this color scheme. So I'm happy to use it here because it's kind of the first time that I am using it. And I will use it in another build at some point, but I just need to be careful and make sure that my build, well, at least my color schemes, are a bit more diverse. Because I do like to play with different styles and color schemes and all that, and I do like my builds to kind of feel unique and kind of not something that I could just see if I went to another lot. So yeah, I'm just trying to now not necessarily when I was building this lot, but now I'm just trying to be a bit more mindful of my color choices. So I'm working on the reception area here, or the entrance. So yeah, you can see there's the reception desk, there are some tables and chairs, there are a couple of I guess fridges where Sims can get snacks and meals and stuff after they've worked out or before their workout. And there's this little waiting area here where people can just chill out while they're, I don't know, waiting for a friend to finish their workout, or they're meeting someone here, or they're having a personal training appointment. Who knows? But there's a nice seating area there nonetheless. I also used a couple of these posters all throughout the gym actually, and I feel like they are, well, I kind of imagine them as being like advertisements for, I don't know, something within the gym or that the gym offers. So maybe it's for personal training or it's for a class. I did kind of think about my own gym that I go to and what I see around there, and there are usually a lot of posters around just advertising a lot of stuff, and usually it's you know, classes or personal training, sometimes supplements, you know, different products and whatever. So I'm just cluttering up the reception here, and there's some towels as well for some, you know, we can pretend that's like a towel hire for people who forget their towels when they go to the gym. I've done that many a time and had to hire a towel from the gym. So there's some towels there at the reception. Just got some magazines here on the coffee table in the waiting area. And I think now, we've got an arrow just letting people know that there is some space, or some, basically the gym extends upstairs, so there's some stuff to do upstairs. But I think this is pretty much the reception area, or the entranceway, fully coming together. Just a few more bits and pieces here. Some little, more little products that people can buy. And then I'm putting up a picture here. Very good. I do actually put some lights next to this sign on the wall, some of those big spa day kind of panel lights, but they don't stay there. I just thought they were a bit over the top, so I took those away eventually. And with the lighting, I have gone with the, I guess what are they called? The saucer lights or something? In the main areas, but in terms of like the hallway here, which I'm working on, or the corridor, I tend to, well, actually I change the lighting to be a bit more kind of moody and less kind of fluorescent and bright, and especially in the sauna as well. I don't want there to be super bright light in there. And the bathroom is very, very basic. You just got your toilet, your shower. You've got somewhere to get changed, so there is a it's not like a wardrobe. I don't even know. Like, it's a locker, I guess. They don't really look like lockers, but I guess you could say it's a locker. There's lockers in the corridor, and I imagine that those could be used for, you know, people who just want to hire a locker for their session, or even staff members, personal trainers, the receptionist can have their stuff there. And just in this bathroom, yeah, there's just, you know, just bits and pieces, like whatever that changing thing is. There's a trash can and, you know, mirror and all that good stuff. And I'll just take a quick moment to talk about my other builds in other Sims games. So I do tend to go through phases where I, you know, kind of get a bit uninspired in a particular game and I'll move on to another one. So with my Sims 2 and Sims 3 speed builds, they will still happen at some point, but I just have no kind of motivation to build in those right now. Sims 3 is a little bit different because I am playing something a bit more long term and that is holding my interest, but the Sims 2 I have lost motivation to build in that. So for the time being, there will be Sims 4 speed builds. And yeah, when my inspiration for The Sims 2 comes back, I will start doing some builds in that game as well. So I like to build in all of the Sims games. I haven't really built in Sims 1 for a very long time though, so I can't really say much about that. But I do like to build in, yeah, all the Sims games. And it is nice to come to The Sims 4 every now and then and just play around with the build mode and, you know, all the, I guess, updated features and to see what's new in terms of functionality. And yeah, so here I am. So I've done the cardio room, so with all the treadmills, and I put like that little platform in front of the treadmills, just to kind of break up the room a little bit and yeah, just create some space between the treadmills and the TVs. And now I'm just doing little bits and pieces of clutter around the gym. And yeah, I do like to, like I said, I do like to make my builds kind of realistic. Not super realistic, but you know, I do like to put little bits and pieces around that to add to realism. So things like the clutter around the place. While gyms are generally clutter-free, you won't really see much clutter around. That would actually be pretty hazardous for a gym to be like super cluttered and have stuff everywhere. People, when they use the equipment, obviously they will leave their personal belongings around. Or at least at my gym, you know, people will, especially if they're using equipment and then they've, you know, maybe gone to get a drink of water or gone to the bathroom or something, they will leave something next to the equipment that they're using. I guess just to kind of stop other people from taking the equipment. I mean, I guess that's a bit of a controversial etiquette there, but it is very common. You will, you know, go up to a piece of equipment to use it and you'll say, oh, someone's left their phone here. So and it's kind of like, have they left their phone here because they've forgotten about it, or have they like bags or dibs to this machine? So it's a bit of a mind game at times, but I wanted to do that here and just, you know, around the equipment, just put some stuff to indicate that people are actually using this. So we've got some, you know, a little tray of workout stuff. I've got a hat. There's water bottles everywhere. I've put like this little backpack. I think I put some glasses around as well. And also with the sinks, yes, I haven't explained the sinks yet and what they're supposed to be. And we don't have any water fountains, at least not in the packs that I have filtered for this build. We don't have any water fountains, and I wanted there to be something that looked like a water fountain around the place. So I put in some sinks, and then I put some spray bottles on the water fountains to kind of emulate the, you know, after you've used equipment, you spray it down and wipe it off. So those spray bottles are there. And then I come in later with the Get to Work pack and add in the paper towel dispensers. And I mean, that kind of means that if you want those in there, if you want those to be in the build when you download it, then you do need Get to Work. But I really wanted those in, you know, just to kind of add more of a realistic detail, and so I kind of had to make that compromise and add the Get to Work pack to this build. But I mean, if you don't have Get to Work and you want this building, then, or this build, then really those are the only things that I used, are the paper towel dispensers and the soap dispensers for the bathroom. But everything else is just base game, spa day, and the everyday clutter pack. So what do we got here? We got the yoga studio, and it's a like an actual class. You know, there's the instructor mat, so someone will come and will give yoga, not lessons, but classes. And then I've got the little meditation room here, and there's just a couple of meditation, I don't know what they are, like stools, where Sims can come and meditate. And then I put some like little plants, and just wanted to make it feel kind of peaceful and serene. And then there's these little water features on the walls there, and it sounds really nice. When I was playtesting the lot, I did have a Sim come and use these, and they were meditating, and it just, yeah, it was really quite tranquil and just nice to sit there and listen to them, watch them meditate and listen to the ambience of the water feature. So yes, it is very dark in here though. I did want the room to be kind of dark and lit by dim lights and candles, and just, yeah, and adding a few more plants there to the details. And now I'm coming in and adding in some light switches. So I do like to add light switches to my builds, and yes, so those are fundamental details in my opinion. And now I've just gone in and added those paper towel dispensers and changed the doors. Initially they were male and female, and because there's only 2 toilets and showers, I figured, you know, I may as well make them gender neutral rather than specifically male or female. Now I'm just doing a little bit more work on the exterior, and this is where I believe I start working on the exterior again. And there's the sneak peek of the library. Now I hadn't actually finished the library at this point. I just kind of started working on the exterior of it and realized that I wanted, how I had the library exterior, I wanted to kind of bring that over to the other community lots. So I moved the gym a little bit farther back so I could bring these trees out the front of the build. And initially I was going to have 4 trees, but then with the 2 trees in the middle there, you couldn't even see the lot anymore, and that would just be terrible for screenshots. I mean, it looks nice, but yeah, terrible for screenshots. And you can kind of see what I ended up putting together with the initial rear of the build, but that just, yeah, I'm glad I changed that. And now I'm just putting in this nice brick kind of paver and some planters that actually have trees in them. And that is to not only keep it consistent with what I've done with the exterior of the library, but also with the rest of the world, because I noticed in this particular area of Willow Creek there are a few planters that have trees in them, and I thought that looks quite nice, so I brought it into this slot here. The only kind of bummer about, or the thing that I'm kind of a bit iffy about with the exterior, is the behind the rear of the left-hand building here. I had to take out a couple of the windows just because they were looking into a changing room or a bathroom, and the other window didn't line up with the hallway, so I just removed them, but it does mean there's kind of a big blank wall there. But that's fine in the end. Some buildings have big blank walls, so I just dealt with it. Anyway, we're looking at screenshots now, so I'm going to leave you to enjoy these, and I'm going to say thanks so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to bring this speed renovation to you in The Sims 4 for a change. And you can expect to see a few more Sims 4 videos, and then, yeah, like I said, when the inspiration comes back for the other Sims games, I will, well, particularly The Sims 2, I will start uploading some more builds for those games as well. So yeah, I will let you go, and I will talk to you later. Thanks very much. Actually, before I do say goodbye, I completely forgot to say that this is up on the gallery. My gallery ID is minnosimu_NZ. And yeah, if you want this build, go to the gallery and give it a download.